Welcome to another episode of the GSC Zoom Q&A. I'm Datti, Jinkiri, Sports Information Coordinator for the Gulf South Conference. I'm here with Jack McDaniels from West Alabama Football. Jack, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Oh, for sure. So let me just start off checking in with you and your family. How are you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. We just started up our first week of practices here. For me personally, my family's doing pretty well back home in Northern Virginia. Fortunately, the pandemic hasn't affected them too much. My dad's getting to work from home for the most part. My mom's doing well. My brother's actually offensive line GA in Boise State, so he's getting ready to start his season here in a week or two. And then my sister's doing pretty well too at home.
That's awesome. So let me just start off with a question about how you train. How do you usually train in the off season? What do your days look like? And was that affected at all because of this pandemic?
Usually we have a pretty regimented strength and conditioning program from our strength and conditioning coach, Coach Spratlin. So he's got us lifting weights about 4 to 5 times a week, doing speed training or conditioning 2 to 3 days a week. So when I'm on campus, it's pretty structured like that normally. And then normally I'll go out and throw with the receivers about 4 or 5 times a week as well. And so as far as how has the pandemic affected it, not too much actually. We're still able to get our workouts in, but just in smaller groups. Of course, we had to be masked up and stuff and had little protocol checks and stuff to follow through here and there. But fortunately, it wasn't affected too much by the pandemic.
Awesome. So, you're a quarterback, and obviously that's known as one of the most important positions on a football team. Obviously, what are some things that you do as a quarterback that may surprise the average person? Is it how much film you watch? Is it diet? Is it mechanics that you work on, or something else that we may not know about?
I do a little bit of all of those things, but I guess the one thing that I kind of pride myself is, and I'm truly a film junkie. So I'll watch, hours and hours of film, whether it's us or I'll even spend time watching other top college offenses. I'm a big Mike Leach fan, big Lincoln Riley fan. So I'm always trying to learn what they're doing and how I can apply it to my game as well. That kind of stems from, I kind of want to go into coaching after I finish playing. So obviously it's massively important to understand what we're doing here at West Alabama, but I like to get a pulse of what other teams are doing around the nation as well. So probably for me, just, I'd rather watch film than Netflix. I'd rather watch film than YouTube. So, if I have free time, that's really what I'm doing. So
hey, every coach wants to hear that from their quarterback, right?
Right. No doubt.
Yeah, for sure. So I know you spent a couple seasons at Delaware State before deciding to transfer, and I'm sure you had some options, obviously. So what made you feel that UWA was the right fit for you?
I started at Delaware State for 2 seasons. There was a coaching staff change involved there. Wasn't really loving the way the program was headed, so decided to transfer. It being a Division I FCS school, in order to play right away, which is what I wanted to do, it had to be a Division II school. So really my criteria was just, the school's a winner, that they throw the ball a lot, and that the quarterback had just graduated. So there was an open quarterback spot. So there were a couple schools I was picking between, but West Alabama had the best combination of those 3 things. So that's how I ended up here, took my visit, loved the place. It's a small town, but it's a great community of people. I just fell in love with the place when I got here and the coaching staff and all of that.
And you had a solid first season running the offense there in Livingston. What are some things that you think that you can improve on to help you have an even better upcoming season? And maybe some things the team can even improve on as well?
Yeah, so solid season maybe, but, we fell short of our goal of, making the playoffs for a 3rd straight year. And so for us, for me personally, it's just about, cutting out the negative plays, a sack here, a missed throw here or there, maybe a turnover here or there that really, holds us back. If I'm playing well 80% of the time, but then, 20% of the time I'm not, that causes major problems for us. So for me, it's just, continuing to make the positive play. And if that means, throwing the ball away or maybe taking a sack here or there to prevent turning the ball over or something like that, that's something I got to do. And I guess that comes from knowledge of the system. This is the first time that I'll be in the same offensive system with the same staff for consecutive seasons since like my sophomore year of high school. So having an off season with the same offense it's a great, it's awesome being a veteran in the system for once. I'll say that. Then as far as the team, I'd say offensively, we just got to start a little bit faster. I think we only scored an opening. We didn't score an opening touchdown until week 8 on our opening drive. So definitely need to put 7 on the board the moment we get the ball. That starts from just, playing clean. Everybody's relaxed. I know there's some jitters out there because it's the first drive, but striking that first punch is big, and we got to get better at that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I know you're also a business administration major. What made you interested in that area?
Well, I'd like to get into coaching after I finish playing. So most people take the sports management route, which is what I started out in actually. But I realized that, maybe if coaching doesn't work out or something, you have something good to fall back on. And business has always interested me. I like money. I like finance. I like the stock market. So business administration has taught me a lot about that as well. So, if for some reason coaching doesn't work out for me, I have other avenues I can pursue. So I thought business administration was a pretty flexible major that applied to a lot of different aspects that I'd be interested in.
Absolutely. Absolutely. In the Go South Conference, we want our athletes to compete, graduate, and impact, and you're well on your way to graduating. So good luck with that.
Thank you.
So I just want to finish it off with a few fun questions. I just wanted to know, what are some of your favorite hobbies outside of football? Besides watching film.
Right. There's not a lot of free time outside of football here because, you're pretty focused as a student athlete. So, I just like hanging out with, my teammates, my friends, my family when I'm at home around them. Whether I'm on the game with them or something like that, or I'm just, hanging out at one of their houses, having a good time. West Alabama, there's not much to do here outside of, hunting or fishing. And, I don't really do either of those. So, but I do spend a lot of time with my teammates. So I have a lot of fun with that.
Absolutely. Just building the camaraderie.
Right.
What was your favorite West Alabama game from last season?
I'd probably have to say week 1 against Limestone. It was a pretty big win for us here at home. It was my first time, putting on a Tiger jersey, first time playing with the teammates. I was really excited. Offense had a good game. Defense had a good game. We put up some big numbers, and it was just a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so here's one I'm interested to know your answer to. Let's say the fate of the universe is on the line. You're my quarterback. Mm-hmm. I need you to take us 80 yards in 2 minutes. Give me 3 NFL receivers you want to throw to in that situation.
That's a good question. I think first and foremost, you have to pick, Tyreek Hill, not just because of the West Alabama connection, but, I think he's the most dynamic receiver in the league right now. He's
absolutely.
Most speedy receivers, can't run routes or catch the ball like him. So I think he's the first, 4-2 receiver that's a truly complete receiver across the board. So have to pick him first and foremost. And then second, got to be Julio Jones, who phenomenal athlete just from right up the road in Tuscaloosa. But he's a freak too. So I definitely pick him. And then, what's a great receiver list without Randy Moss? So he'd definitely be the third one.
Hey, fully agree with all of those, especially Randy Moss. Especially Randy Moss, one of my favorites of all time, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so if you could have dinner with one person, dead or alive, who would you choose?
It's a good question. I guess from a non-football standpoint, I'd probably say like Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla. He's from South Africa actually, but I've taken, a lot of my business classes and my entrepreneurship classes, I've chosen to focus on him for, papers and projects and stuff. And he just has such a interesting life story. I like Tesla products a lot. Their cars are really cool. It'll just be really cool to pick his brain over dinner about, just his life and his process.
It's an interesting choice. It's a good choice, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what are you listening to on your pregame playlist? Like, what's your favorite song? What's your favorite genre of music?
There's definitely a lot of hip hop and R&B in there. A lot of Drake, a lot of Future. But then I'll mix it up with some classic rock, some AC/DC, some Guns N' Roses, a little bit of that all over the place. So just anything to get me in my zone is really what I choose.
For sure, for sure. What type of R&B are you listening to? Just curious about that.
Like early 2000s Usher and stuff. Really, that's my go-to.
I like that. I like that for sure. Jack, I appreciate you joining me. Best wishes to you and West Alabama in this upcoming spring as well as fall 2021. Yeah, have a good rest of the semester, good season.
Thank you. Good talking to you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you. All right.
Appreciate it.